The most important meal of the day, second breakfast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Second Breakfast podcast. I'm Andy Roth alongside Phil Duvall. Say hi, Phil.
Hello, everybody.
And it's another week. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a holiday Monday like last week, so we're all probably at work now. But the weather is getting nicer. If you don't live in Southern California, where it's always nice, and everyone.
It's true. Actually, June is in the Southland, as we call it. June is not there's something we call June gloom, which basically means that it's like not sunny very much. Like it wasn't sunny at all today, and it was only about 68 degrees, maybe 70 at some point. It's it's hard to live in Orange County, California.
Man, you're just the worst.
It is though. June gloom is a thing. Like it doesn't get it. Like all of June, it's really overcast. But what?
Just to be clear, when I say you're the worst, I don't mean you. I mean everyone who lives in Southern California.
You know what? As an ambassador for all of them, cool. No worries. You know how we take that stuff? We're like, dude, all right.
Sweet.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, when I used to live in Boston, it's like the Red Sox would lose a game and people would be like, I'm going to stab myself in the face. What is the point of living? You move out here and it's like, oh, we lost a game. So, you want to go to the beach? Should we go to the beach? My wife and I went to the beach the day before Christmas Eve. You know why?
Because
we live in Southern California. Why not?
Because you could. That's right.
Yeah. So, anyways.
All right. So Monday's here.
God bless
at Second
America.
Breakfast. Monday's here, indeed. Monday's here at Second Breakfast. We do two things. The first thing we do is one big thing. We each give you one big thing.
One big thing that happened in the last week.
Movie-wise.
Yeah,
And
movie-wise.
And then we take 5 minutes and we tell you all the movies we saw in the past week, as well as the movies coming out this upcoming week that you should care about. And
right.
And we do it. When I say we take 5 minutes, I mean here's a timer set for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. You're going to hear an old-timey car horn when that's auga. And when that sounds, we will have 10 seconds to wrap up. And we never do, but we give it a good shot.
We're getting close.
That's right. We get close. But that's our structure for Mondays. So, Phil, one big thing that happened to you this week.
I want you to go first.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm scared. Because here's why. Because what you're going to say is going to scare me. But what I'm going to say is going to make you cry.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Tears of joy. Tears of joy.
Fair. That's fair.
So good. So what you got?
So, I feel like I have breached one of the last roadblocks, to becoming a denizen of wherever you live. I now have a Durham County library card. And why is that? Why is that?
Because they have DVDs at the library.
5 movies out at once for free for a week.
Yeah.
They don't have, the Avengers and Blu-ray.
Right.
But you know what? Redbox doesn't have Duck Soup.
Fair enough.
Redbox doesn't have Jules and Jim, which has become my go-to French New Wave movie, but it's because it's the one that I like. So basically, my one big thing, Redbox, I think it's time that you and I see other people.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll still call you at 2 a.m., like if I'm in the neighborhood.
You treat Redbox so dirty.
I do.
You're not nice to Redbox at all.
Well, it's because my feelings for another are more true.
Well, fair. At least there's a good reason.
That's right. There's a good reason for treating it terribly.
I respect that.
So that's my one big thing, man. 5 movies out of
library
once for
card.
free.
I have a feeling that the number you're about to throw at me is going to be huge, but I'm so terrified.
It's huge.
Just for the record, I said to Andy, and this is before we do the one big thing, I said to Andy today, Andy, you could have walked by a movie theater and seen more movies than I saw. And Andy's response, Andy goes, I went insane this week.
I went a little nuts.
I am terrified.
Well,
but
we'll get there.
I'm not going to tell you the movies yet, except for one of them, because it's my one big thing. But I'll tell you, I only saw 3 movies this week.
Okay.
But here's my one big thing.
Tell me. I'm ready. One big thing.
So one of my friends calls me up. There's a park in a nearby city called Irvine, which is best known for being the hometown of Will Ferrell. And but it's a big city in Orange. It's in Orange County, and it's got a lot of stuff. They've always got stuff going on, and they created a.
UC Irvine has a decent college baseball team, the Anteaters. I
They
believe.
good, yeah. We are the Anteaters. That's right. I say we are. Like I have a couple people at my church who work at UCI. It makes me happy. So
Nice.
yes, the Anteaters.
Yes.
So there's a place called Great Park, and they're like it's this park they've built, and they're trying to like make it a big deal. They like have free concerts. That's how I saw Blind Boys of Alabama there a couple years ago for free. They like have proms and stuff there and winter formals, and they have a little hot air balloon that's orange because it's in Orange County,
Nice.
and then they have so anyway, they're going to try to do like a rock festival.
Okay.
Friend of mine calls me up on Friday, and he says, "My wife has an idea." And I said, "Speak it." And he says, "Well, they're doing movies in the park for free at Great Park."
Okay.
And I go, "All right. Well, so what's the deal?" And he's like, "Well, if it's a free movie, you just go and you see the movie. It's on a screen outside." And I go, "Okay. Well, what's the movie tonight?" He goes, "Singing in the Rain." So I was like, well, because I wasn't like, I was one of those things where I pretend like I'm an extrovert, but I'm an extrovert homebody. Like I love seeing people, but I just want them all to come to my house. I don't want to
Sure.
go anywhere or do
No,
anything. And
totally.
once they get here, I just want to watch TV with them anyway. I don't really,
Right.
I'm a really bad extrovert. I'm not good at it. So anyways, so I was like waiting for him to say something I didn't care about so I could be like, let's not do that. But he was like singing in the rain. And I was like, yeah, huh? Didn't even check with my wife. Didn't I was just like, yes, we're doing that. And then told my wife, I'm like, here's what's happening. So we went. They came. They jumped in our car. We all got in the car with my daughter.
Okay.
We drove down and we got pizza and we took it to the park. And my friend had some scotch in a canteen. And we sat on beach chairs with probably 300 or 400 other people, families,
Yeah.
couples snuggling under blankets,
Nice.
families, little kids, dogs, fresh popcorn for $1. Watched it pop. And we watched Singing in the Rain on a screen. And I cried twice. Tears of utter joy.
Sure.
I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Okay.
When I saw it last was also the first time I saw it, which was in college.
Okay. Okay.
And I remember being like, I know I'm just a college kid, but this movie's amazing.
Sure.
I saw it again. I liked it even better. I know you've talked about this movie before. Singing in the Rain has to be in my top 10.
Yes.
I think it has to be. I think I watched it and I was like, I think this is one of the 10 greatest things I've ever seen. I think it is as good as something gets. I think it is. I think it became my favorite musical the other night.
Over West Side Story, really? Okay. Okay.
That's a bigger conversation than I'm going to
Sure.
have today. I think West Side Story is almost a better pure musical.
Okay.
Because the music in Singing in the Rain is not, it's more just like for fun.
Sure.
It's like the music in West Side Story absolutely contributes to the plot, and the
That's fair.
music in Singing in the Rain is more
Fair.
like, hey, let's stop and sing a song, but you
Right.
don't care because it's such a great song and the dancing is phenomenal.
Right.
But
Yes.
it's generally literally just like, let's take a break from storytelling and do a song.
Yeah.
Okay. So West Side Story's like, I think a better in that sense, but I think Singing in the Rain is just perfect. I mean, Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds. Oh,
Right.
Debbie Reynolds.
Right.
So, I mean, it was in Paige, my daughter, she was dancing, like she was standing up and dancing in the grass and just kept watching. She couldn't believe it. She paid attention for most of it. It was the best. It was one of the best nights I've had in like the longest time. That was great. And guess what? I'm going back in July. I think it's July.
Yeah.
E.T.
Oh.
E.T.
Awesome.
Come on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've said this about other movies, but I think it's also true for Singing in the Rain. If you see Singing in the Rain and you don't, I'm not even gonna say like it, and you don't love it.
Love it.
First off, I think you might be an alien because I don't recognize you as a human
Right.
being.
Right.
Not that's not an insult. I just your otherworldly ways are strange to me. Is all I'm saying. if you don't, but seriously, if you don't love it, in all honesty, I'm not going to say you're a bad person. But what I'm going to say is this. I think if we were to have a conversation, we would quickly run out of things to talk about. Even if we didn't talk about Singing in the Rain.
I'll go. I mean, really, it's not that you're a bad person. It's that you might not be a person. I'd have to. It's not like, okay. So for instance, Andy and I don't really agree on politics that much, but we can have conversations about it.
It's true.
But I mean, we don't really get into it, and partially because we're like, we're just gonna like. We know we're not gonna like. So if once you realize that your politics aren't the same as someone, you kind of go like, we're gonna stay friends. We're just gonna change the subject.
Sure.
But I think if someone was like, I didn't care for Singing in the Rain, I don't know what I'd change the subject to.
Right.
I'd be like, so how do you
That's the
feel about
problem.
how do you feel about monkey torture? You're probably for it, aren't you? You know what I mean? Like, so you loved Nazis. Let's be honest.
Right.
Let's just say
Right.
it for what it is.
At the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, you were a little sad,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Or I'd start
Yeah.
looking for like that like their I'd like to looking for their alien birthmark somewhere.
That's
like
right. That's right. The
It's
666 on the back of their head.
I think we've talked about this before. The idea of what movies do you recommend to someone who doesn't like old movies? I think this may have shot to number one on my list. I think it's impossible not to enjoy it.
Yes.
I actually just imagined someone not enjoying it and got angry. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not a healthy person. Not a healthy
Well,
person.
I'm right there with you because I absolutely know what you're talking about. If I imagine someone not liking it, I want to punch that hypothetical person in the nose. You know?
Angrily, I'm angry at a hypothetical person.
Yes.
There's some like art snob out there who's like, well, Singing in the Rain actually was not really. Yeah, I know. I just got you angry just at hypothetical snob. You're welcome. Let's talk
appreciate
about why don't you start the timer and why don't you tell us about? I mean, you're probably not going to be able to talk about them. You're probably just going to have to list movies.
I am going to have to list movies. I am going to have to.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Can you make your three quick since you've talked about one of them already? It's entirely up to you. I can go first if you
I
want.
want you to go first because I just want to have whatever time you have left over.
Okay.
I'll go with whatever I'm given.
Because we also have to talk about the movies coming out this week.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Starting the timer.
Oh God.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Starting the timer now. Okay, so I saw 14 movies this week.
Oh my God, Andy.
2 a day. And what's
How many
amazing about
that you've never seen? How many that you've never seen before?
I don't know. Oh,
Okay.
1, 2. We'll go through it.
Okay.
So, the first movie I saw this week was The Arrival, a quite intelligent, way more intelligent and well-made science fiction movie than it's way better than it has to be. It's
Okay.
made by David Twohy, starring Charlie Sheen. It's about
Oh, yeah.
see it. Yeah, good.
Okay. I'm not gonna, but okay.
I saw After Earth, the Will Smith Vanity Project.
Sure.
It's beautiful. I saw Now You See Me, the movie about the magic. It's fun to watch and completely disposable. I saw Chicken Run, our Project Melway movie for this week.
You've seen that before.
I have.
So we're at 3 that you've never seen before.
Right. I saw God Bless America. Bobcat Goldthwait. I had never seen it before.
I
And
told
this
you about
is-
that movie, right? I was the one who told you about that.
Phil,
Oh boy.
Phil, I had heard about it, but your recommendation played a role.
Recommendation is an interesting word, but go ahead.
Sure. So here's what I said to Phil. It's like Falling Down, the movie Falling Down, and Death Wish had a baby movie and then beat that movie. And then that movie grew up and entered a relationship with Bonnie and Clyde, and that relationship was also abusive, but it produced another baby movie. That grand baby movie is God Bless America. Folks,
my
what I'm
God,
saying is it's pretty dark. That's what I'm saying.
I can't actually recommend it.
No,
but
that's fair.
It's a thing that I saw that
Indeed.
was not bad.
Indeed. Is that 4 movies I hadn't seen before?
It's 5 you have never seen before.
Okay. The Iceman, the new movie with Michael Shannon as the most prolific hitman of all time. I enjoyed it. I can't really recommend it.
Did
But,
he kill as many people as movies you saw this week?
not in the movie, no. Not
Okay.
that you see. Contagion, the Steven Soderbergh Hot Zone movie. I saw The A-Team because you saw it recently and it got me in the mood to watch it again.
Nice.
A friend of mine had not seen Star Trek, so I went to the theater and I saw that with him.
That with him?
I saw The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm not really sure why.
The Jim Caviezel one?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Also, because you saw it recently and enjoyed it and talked it up, I watched Apollo 13.
Oh,
I watched, here's another movie I had never seen before, Cedar Rapids, starring Ed Helms. It is
Yes.
absolutely adorable.
yeah, saw it in the theater. It's a good movie.
I wanted to, and
Very
I just
good
sort of
movie.
missed it. I saw She's Out of My League. I think I might be totally in love with Alice Eve in that movie.
Sure,
I mean,
but yeah.
Again, it's another movie way better than it had to be. And I watched the remake of Fright Night. Speaking of movies that are way better than they had to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Fright Night better than the original, actually. I don't care because I didn't grow up on the original.
Sure, I did, and so I don't. But
So how many of those movies had you never seen before? 7?
I guess
of the 14?
you did the.
I stopped
you did the
counting. I
count.
got confused.
Either 6 or 7. I'm done.
Okay. Wow.
I'm done.
I saw 3 movies. I
Singin' in
saw
the Rain.
Chicken Run,
Yep.
Singing in the Rain,
Yep.
and I watched All the President's Men for the first time.
Heyo! What'd you think?
That movie is amazing.
Indeed it is. Yes.
First of all, I have so many things to say about it, but there's a point where you look around the room and you've got Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman, Jason Robards, Martin Balsam, and Jack. What's that guy's name? The guy who plays. Oh gosh, I'm so depressed right now for what I'm about to say. The guy who plays Bill Pullman's uncle in While You Were Sleeping. That's right.
Nope. Jack Klugman?
No. His name is
We're under a minute.
Jack
Big guy.
Jack Warden. Jack
Okay.
Warden.
Okay. Oh,
And then
yes, yes.
all 5 of them
Yeah.
on the screen at the same time. And then also you have Hal Holbrook and Ned Beatty in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a murderer's row of actors. Jason Robards got the Oscar for Best Supporting, which he deserved.
Yep.
Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford got nothing, which they don't. I realize Robert Redford is the greatest co-star of all time.
Nice.
I don't
like
actually care to see Robert Redford by himself, but when he's with Paul Newman or Dustin Hoffman, amazing thing happens. He does amazing things. He grounds those guys so beautifully. I loved this movie so much. It was just a pure drama that was just great storytelling.
Agreed.
Great storytelling.
Agreed.
And that's
Yes.
it. Those are the 3 movies I saw, and I'm so what I lack in quantity, I make up for in quality. I'm done. I'm ready.
Okay. So 10 seconds left. We won't get there because there are actually several movies coming out this week. The Internship, starring the stars of Wedding Crashers. It looks
You're not going to see that.
not any good, but people might be interested. The Purge, an interesting looking thriller where all laws get
I am interested
suspended.
in this movie.
Yes,
I am interested in
suspended
this
for
movie.
12 hours. Everything is legal. Depending on where you live, because these are all in
Like
limited
major
release.
releases, right?
VHS 2, a found footage anthology horror movie that is supposed to be much better than VHS, which is good because VHS I didn't like very much. Joss Whedon's version of Much Ado About Nothing, which is my top 5 movies I'm excited for this summer. So excited. And Rapture Palooza, one of the 2 post-apocalyptic comedies that Craig Robinson is in.
Oh, 2 that he's in, right?
Yes,
This
and there's
summer.
another one. Yes, this summer. So Rapture Palooza, it's got Anna Kendrick in it, so I'm definitely
Rapture
seeing it.
Palooza, it could go really badly, but I am slightly interested in it because when I watched the movie, it looked like they were actually trying to stick to at least a literal interpretation of like the biblical apocalypse in Revelation. Like it looked like they were trying to actually like
Yep.
be somewhat like hitting the points of Revelation, which I was like not expecting at all.
Sure.
So I don't know. We'll see. That movie could go anywhere.
Let's wrap it up.
I don't want to wrap it up.
Tough. Guys, that's our Monday. I'm Andy Roth, and that's Phil Duvall. Have a great week at the movies. We're Second Breakfast, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.